Yo, what's up? So I'm gonna basically watch one couple of videos from the beginning and then for a little while, and then I'll start my studying. I'm supposed to basically start with MOM third module. MOM is basically mechanics of material. That's the subject. Is okay. And yeah, let's see what we got. We gotta firstly watch some videos just to gear up, get into the mode. Mm, there's one tweet that I liked really much. It was on this tweet. Like it sort of recommended a couple of YouTube videos. It's like I like the recommendations. Not really much, not very much, but like to a certain extent, I liked it. Esotericism, like a very esotericism means like very niche interests, right? All these religions, the entire history. This sounds like very beautiful. You know, I don't know what they're gonna talk about it, but yeah, it looks good. This again, I watched the Secret History. I sort of streamed it as well. I want to see if there's any like very small video. It's also fun to watch. Humanities and Academia. Let's see if we got a new video. This domain, which is like small, the most disturbing painting of Jesus ever. Like this makes sense. I can watch this. Let's just see even more like beauty and physical body movement and stuff like that. This is tutorial I can watch it, but I don't know. Pilates anatomy tutorial. Hard pressed, costly. Sounds interesting. I mean, yeah, never mind. I can't find any interesting video. Let me just roam around a little bit for the interesting video, and then I'll just like suppose I put like I think I should go back to my account where I can sort of find good interesting videos. And so that I can just like want to watch it, but I think it's good if I watch it even only in public and not in my private home space. Reading forested landscapes, that's interesting. In defense of pretension. Okay, let's go. This sounds interesting. I've been thinking about pretense a lot, so let's see why not just might as well watch about it.
Cursor over 100.
How many continents are on the Earth?
Uh, full? Is it full?
That's wrong.
How many days make up a year?
How many days make up a year?
100.
100?
Wait, is it 100?
50.
What'd you say?
50.
Literacy rates in the US have been declining since 2017. The US Department of Education found that 28% of American adults now read at the lowest literacy levels. That's literally third grade reading level. Back in 2017, it was only 19% in comparison. But it gets worse. Nearly 54% of Americans, that's over 130 million people, read below a 6th grade reading level. Just think about that. More than half of Americans can't read a book more complex than A Wrinkle in Time. And this is obviously a problem. And I shouldn't need to explain why. Our entire civilization is built on reading, on understanding language, on communicating complex ideas. And for the finance bros out there, this crisis costs the economy about $2.2 trillion every year. So if we raised all adults to just a 6th grade reading level, we could recover that 2.2 trillion annually. And just imagine what we could recover if we got people to where they
These are all like very far-fetched ideas, I feel, and not much. There's nothing concrete about it, I suppose, because he's really actually not giving us the details like what's going on in terms of किधर बात खा जा रहे हैं लोग type shit. You know what I mean? And also, where do they get the data? You know what I mean? Like it's just so stupid when you just roll out stats like that.
this should actually be. But this problem goes beyond economics. This is much bigger than money. Here's how I see it. Our culture is literally falling apart because of this. Why are people getting dumber? Because they don't read. Why aren't men and women as romantic and poetic as before? Because they don't read. Why do people fall prey to propaganda? Because they don't read. Why is everyone a conspiracy theorist these days? Because they don't read. As literacy rates decline, you'll want
Conspiracy theorist से क्या reading में क्या नजर आया?
wonder why quality of life keeps deteriorating in ways both large and small, and in almost every case, the answer will be the same. People have stopped reading. In the past, elitism in literature and art was very widespread, and high art was a domain of distinction. Maybe this was a problem back then, but now we have gone completely the other way. Now even full-grown adults are reading Harry Potter, self-help books, and adult romance books, and I'm using air quotes here, and they feel completely self-satisfied with that. It's just crazy. Honestly, in my opinion, I think there should be some balance. Maybe it's time to bring back some elitism, some pretension, and some standards, because we're genuinely moving backwards. So recently, as you
Oh, he's coming from that direction. Okay, let me just read it.
widespread, and high art was a domain of distinction. Maybe this was a problem back then, but now we have gone completely the other way. Now even full-grown adults are reading Harry Potter, self-help books, and adult romance books, and I'm using air quotes here, and they feel completely self-satisfied with that. It's just crazy. Honestly, in my opinion, I think there should be some balance. Maybe it's time to bring back some elitism, some pretension, and some standards, because we're genuinely moving backwards. So recently, as you might know, the internet developed a hatred for performative males. And you know what? That criticism is totally justified. But like everything on the internet, it's got taken too far. People have forgotten what they were even criticizing. Initially, people were calling out guys who read in public and act in a certain way just to get female attention. The problem wasn't the reading, it was the performance. But now, people are scared to even read a Murakami book in public. They're afraid that people will judge them. And who knows, maybe in the future, reading itself will be considered performative at some point. And that will just
Damn, that's something I've never thought. Like the fact that things are becoming performative, like assumed to be performative, and so making us scared to do that. Eventually makes you feel okay. That's pretty. Damn, that's like a good idea. I mean,
demotivate people even further from developing an already dying skill. And this isn't some imaginary fear either. The same thing happened with the word simp. Initially, simp was used for people who showed desperate behavior, people who lost all self-dignity when pursuing someone. But now, any ounce of desire or romance gets labeled as simping. Just look at how that word evolved. Now if you see someone
that makes sense. Any ounce of desire expressed is sort of tagged, flagged as sin because it's the only thing that you've already bucketed. Like there's a clear cut bucket defined already for that particular word. And because it falls in that bucket, you sort of define it, like directly associated that with things like that. What else? What else? There could be something more. I think that the same thing applies to the topper as well. Anybody who is just sort of like that applies. Yeah, that applies to topper and nerd kind of behavior because anybody who sort of like studied and gets marks is usually supposed to be called topper. But now that anybody is sort of talking about something which is non-general, non-colloquial, and it's like not up to date with the social whatever thingy going on, maybe sort of termed as topper because the president has sort of gone a little. President has got a little lower, and then like it's like basically normal reduce हो गया, normal नीचे गिर गया, that kind of shit. I don't know, assuming.
you like and you say you're simping for them, nobody bats an eye. It's perfectly normal. So maybe now's the time to go back towards balance. The scales have definitely tipped too far the other way. Maybe a bit of pretend how that word
What was he saying about sim?
evolved. Now if you see someone you like and you say you're simping for them, nobody bats an eye. It's perfectly normal. So maybe now's the time to go back towards balance. The scales have definitely tipped too far the other way. Maybe a bit of pretension and a bit of elitism and some gatekeeping even is need to improve society. It might actually motivate people to get out of their comfort zone. And this elitism is not totally false either. I'm not saying to sniff your own farts. Just do what's necessary. Like saying Colleen Hoover books and just in general book talk romance books are not literature and not good should not be uncontroversial because they're essentially gooning books, and that's what they are. And I hate how bookstores nowadays have entire book talk romance section faults either. I'm not saying to sniff your own fart way. Maybe a bit of pretension and a bit of elitism and some gatekeeping even is need to improve society. It might actually motivate people to get out of their comfort zone. And this elitism is not totally false either. I'm not saying to sniff your own farts. Just do what's necessary. Like saying Colleen Hoover books and just in general book talk romance books are not literature and not good should not be uncontroversial because they're essentially gooning books, and that's what they are. And I hate how bookstores nowadays have entire book talk romance sections. To me, that's an insult to us as an intelligent species. It's like filling the comic book section with hentai instead of Junji Ito. And if you don't believe me how degenerate these book section with hentai instead of Junji Ito.
It's cheap pleasure type shit. No, there's like a pleasure, different kind of pleasures. One is like a higher pleasure, the other is like a cheaper pleasure. It's basically referred to cheap pleasures and sort of like how they're from.
And if you don't believe me how degenerate these books are, just look at the advertising campaign for this romantasy book called The Night of the Witch by Sarah Rush. This is the state of modern literature. So here's what's happening. We're stuck in a cycle. People consume shitty books, and so they demand shitty books. And so of course publishers produce shitty books, and so the cycle begins again and people consume shitty books. It's as simple as that, and something must be done about it, and it must be done now. Because if we don't do anything, things
But it must be done now as a funny segment. Yeah, abhi karo, abhi karo.
can get real messy. The thing is, these romance books are so poorly written that AI can easily replicate that style. So what we're heading towards is a market of AI slop. And that's not even imaginative thinking, that's already happening. See, you can't do the same with something like the Odyssey. AI can't replace Homer, but it can churn out book talk romance all day, every day. And this problem isn't limited to books either. It's happening with everything. That's why we need potential.
I want to know like the books that are like very classics. And like when I compare them to like a contemporary romance novels type shit. Like let's talk about just a romance novel from this time and Romeo and Juliet or whatever Julius Caesar or Julius is fuck no. I mean some guy something of that sort. What makes them that and this is it because of the realism that they carry and yet the realism in a very magical surrealistic way, like the realisticness in a surrealistic way, you know what I mean, realistic way in a surrealistic way, because is it because the nuances that it touches upon, or because the poetry as in like poetry of the dialogues of it, or what is it like, what is it basically that is missing in, or that was, if forget the missing part, or what is it basically that makes let's say a Romeo and Juliet, and something of that present contemporary times just a low level pleasure compared to that of high level pleasure that was offered by Romeo and Juliet. You know what I mean? There's like a hierarchy established for that, and how I want to know what's the basis of that hierarchy. Like, I have an interpretation because I mean, of course, I've never read it, but the interpretation I have is basically the fact that the see Romeo and Juliet is like a very somewhat realistic in the sense, like very nuanced, yeah, and realistic kind of take on various stuff. That's what I assume. I don't know. Could be wrong.
In other art forms as well. Since the 2010s, we have been hammered with superhero films. And though, to be honest, it's getting slightly better since 2025, we have a long way to go. And now we also
This line of thinking is pretty good. Line of thinking of certain words sort of starting out as calling out pretense, basically, and then is like the fact that pretense is bad kind of thing. Like, what are the three examples that he gave? The example that he gave was one of Sim. The other one, the first one was what? Performative male wala aspect. The other one is from Sin Performative Mail, and the other I'm trying to relate to the Topper.
Also have music made specifically to go viral on TikTok and Reels. Music designed to be clipped rather than fully enjoyed. And I actually doubt many people listen to full albums anymore. Like, can we even have another album like To Pimp a Butterfly in this generation? I'm not sure. And would people even listen to it if such an album was released? I don't know. Also, we
To them, Butterfly. This is how I got my culture. This is how my culture. Fuck, I was not. Of course, I would have watched MasterChef.
How many concerts
replicate that style if such an album was released. Problem isn't limited to books either. It's happening with everything. That's why we need pretension in other art forms as well. Since the 2010s, we've
Like I've been thinking about pretense over a lot of time, but this perhaps the first time I sort of got an argument of this side. So like we need pretense type shit. You know what I mean?
been hammered with superhero films. And though, to be honest, it's getting slightly better since 2025, we have a long way to go. And now we also have music made specifically to go viral on TikTok and Reels. Music designed to be clipped rather than fully enjoyed. And I actually doubt many people listen to full albums anymore. Like, can we even have another album like To Pimp a Butterfly in this generation?
This is to be listened on over this account. So like I mean I have a separate account for all the not listen it, not like I'll keep it like this and then now I'll move on.
I'm not sure. And would people even listen to it if such an album was released? I don't know. Also, we literally had an AI generated song hit #1 on the Billboard country chart. I think it's called Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust. Just imagine that, an AI song at #1. What are these boomers doing? So my point essentially is, maybe some gatekeeping at this point would push people out of their comfort zones and make them engage with complex art. Now you might ask, what's the point of engaging with complex art? You might even say, isn't art just meant to entertain? And I would say, yes, but that's only one of its many purposes. To me, art is a way of changing your being and perspective, and good art has the potential to change your entire life. I remember reading Nietzsche as a teenager, and it changing my whole life trajectory of how I should live my life. And so to me, art is beyond utility. To me, it's an expression of life itself, of humanity. That's why, despite what AI bros say, I don't think AI can create real art. Now, I'm not saying we should form Scorsese gangs and beat up everyone who watches Marvel movies, but in this historically important generation, there's definitely a value in pretension. Like, can we all not just agree that watching a Marvel movie is not the same as watching a Scorsese film or Robert Bresson film? I know it's blunt and people may hate me for it, but to me, it's just a fact. And I know art is subjective, but we can't keep using that to justify a lack of taste. All that does is help big companies produce slop. Like, is it controversial to say reading hentai is not the same as reading Junji Ito? I mean, both have pictures and words, but we can intuitively see the truth in that, right? And also it's the same with reading Wattpad. It's just not the same as reading the Odyssey or George Bataille. And we should not pretend otherwise. And hey, if you engage with high art and think this isn't for me, that's completely okay. I don't think people should bully you for that. But all I'm saying is that stepping out of your comfort zone at least a few times in your life is important. To me, the difference is like watching porn as opposed to being in a real relationship. They might feel functionally similar, but they couldn't be more different. And obviously, I would be against pretension too if it was widespread. But we're not there yet. We're in the opposite situation. We are in a world with falling literacy rates and a declining engagement with art. In this world, pretension is a necessary evil because everything is designed to become content now. Content manufactured to be consumed in bulk, scrolled past and forgotten. And so we need to demand more from studios and artists. And just in general, we need to appreciate the handcrafted beauty of art that goes beyond content, art that touches the heart of humanity. Anyways, that's all for this video, and I hope you like this Unks rant, and I'll see you in the next video of course. Also shout out to all my members, I love you guys. And I would really appreciate if you guys join too, as it really helps in supporting this channel. It helps me not rely on sponsorships and give you videos that you actually want. So the main thing currently is that members get access to members only videos. And I was thinking if I get 100 members, I'm gonna make a live online class or a club on various disciplines like cinema, philosophy, horror, politics, with a professional instructor and a course syllabus made by me. It will give you guys an opportunity to learn a thing or two and meet new people. So hopefully we get there. And I'm also planning a lot of different things for members like ebooks, merch discounts, etc, etc. So yeah, please join.
Got it. The point of these videos is that I get very much sleepy when I'm watching these kinds of videos. Imagine how much sleepy I'll feel when I'm sort of when I'll watch a lecture per se. There was one video that I watched a lot while ago. Let me just go back to the history and see if I can find it. I watched it in the month of October or something. I sincerely don't know, like if it will still be recorded. Not in this month, this year's October, like probably 2024's October or December or whatever. Something very long back ago. I might know. As I said, I might not know. So yeah, September to dekh liya. September of 2024. I'm pretty sure it was not there. Popular knowledge. Metallica, Master of Puppets, I Slow Burn, Lifelike movies. Okay, I watched when I talk about life slow movies. I've actually watched the Chantal Ackerman introductory film, and then like her first film. I was like, okay. I mean, it was like not that much. I didn't like it that much, but I didn't dislike it as well. I was like, beautiful. It's okay. It's fun. Type shit. You know what I mean? I want to see if I can find that video by ancient Minoan by civilization in the Western Europe. Nah, not this. Redwood Society. Full Moon Drama. I've seen it. It's okay. I don't know why I've seen it, but yeah. Millennial Gen Z streaming. What do they not sing in caves? I don't know. It's not the video I wanted to watch. Some video about blue color. I have a theory about blue color. I mean, there's more to it, but yeah, something of that sort. To be exceptional, learn to be basic. I don't know about this. At least you how to read Russian now. I think I should. I think you also should see it. It's okay. It won't be that bad of a thing to witness or something. This was a video that I really liked. Self-destructive belief that this is a pointless video. I didn't like it. I watched this video just to reaffirm my idea of what writing is all about and stuff like that. This is basically when I first watched a flip book. The thing is, I got inspired a lot by watching these people's flip book. You know, especially this guy's flip book. This is a beautiful flip book. As in, like, this is a beautiful research book that this guy owns. You can watch it. Let me show you.
So can you believe youngest person who got certified from my workshop is 12 years old, and the oldest person who got certified.
Remember, this is a doubt for my professor that I used to keep track of my work for the master's thesis or dual degree project report. Oh wait, it's out of focus. The notebook, I made the notebook, so I bought these pages and I used my grandmother's sewing machine to sew them together, and you can do it, but be careful. And just okay, so I'm sorry I didn't cut my nails, but this is fine. This is where I wanted to put the chapters, and then I did, but this didn't continue, and I had all these ideas. Oh, I need to I need to consult them again, because there might be some ideas that I can still work on. I mean, thesis is a question that you ask. This didn't fly. I was gonna fill up details
Didn't
on
fly.
task.
It's a good line.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna when you're writing in LaTeX, you need equations, and then I was going to write all the equations at once, and for this I had this where I didn't follow up. I mean, half of this is not just empty, I'm sorry, but there is some cool stuff later, so hang out for that. This is where I was going to write all my references, but then I did it online. These are the things that I needed to Google, which I didn't understand while I was reading a book. For example, I would note it down here. Remember, this is a doubt for my professor, and I mean, these are all the doubts that I had, which I wrote down and asked later. The details on some task, what kind of images that I want to put in my thesis, and which of them would need matplotlib. It's a Python library, and GIMP or GNU image manipulation program, and what I wanted to take some from for example, Hubble pictures, but I didn't get enough time to put good pictures in my thesis, which I regret. Ponderings, origins of binary stars, key ideas of thesis. Let us see, this is just notes I made from a lecture series online, and this is from a book, notes made from a book. They are from, okay, this is what I wanted to show off. I was having so much fun. By the way, have you noticed that I have two kinds of pages? I have the white pages and I have the graph pages. It's been 3 minutes already. Just gonna delete so many pages that I started but didn't follow up. Okay, this is where it gets interesting, and this is where I actually use this notebook. Is I made okay, you'll just see. This was one of the chapters in my book, in my master's thesis report, whatever. And I mean, these are all the chapters, and then I would suddenly get an idea that I need to write this in that chapter. Then I would just go to the page here and I would write down this is an actual software. So yeah, so for example, if I forgot that you have to write about correcting the time to the universal time.
Yeah, it just gives you a little bit of complex, but then that's okay. Like, I mean, the way this guy talks is so sweet. Like, it's in this sense of genuinity in the that I get what he's trying to say, or what the comment is trying to say. If you give me any suggestion, I mean, yeah. Okay, fuck. All this thing. Can I like actually like go to a particular timestamp? I probably can't. Hey, yeah, I'm a song kind of there. Let me wait for this to go as much as up, as much as up, as much up as possible. But like yesterday's documentary was pretty good. 30 minutes have been passed, and I'm sort of like still feeling a little sleepy. But yeah, this is a good video. I think fuck, this was the video. Because it felt a little boring in the beginning, but then it was interesting. The blue color theory, something that was talking about.
Imagine conducting every part of your research only on one platform. Meet Boreum, your AI-powered.
Why is the curtain blue? That is the question that destroyed civilization. Am I?
Yeah, this is the video. Should I watch it? Like, I mean, I'm a little excited to watch this. Maybe I should start studying a little bit. Maybe I should just write down some little stuff so that I can just get into the mode of writing or studying. Yeah, I just like write down some stuff, you know, so that I can just sort of get into the mode and, probably end up studying a little more than what I had expected. So yeah, what do I write? I write down what I think is the most important thing at this particular point. I'm supposed to write EV questions, right? So let's just open up EV and yeah, let me just close this shit. I think I should open up EV, right? So let me WhatsApp. Let me open up WhatsApp. I just hope it opens in the eye, okay? So what I'm gonna do is basically I'm gonna watch EV related things. So basically, let's just save these videos first. Save these bullshit. So desktop or delay. Ah, there you go. This is what I wanted. So I don't need to save it anymore. I can just directly open it. Supposed to watch EVCA module 4, right? And also I'm supposed to watch questions. Question bank basically. Yeah, there's a question bank that's gonna open up. Hopefully. I don't know if my voice is sort of reaching the people or not, because it's like I'm speaking very slowly. Let's just not think about it right now. So okay, somebody texted me. Nah, it's pointless. So what is it? This is module 3. There you go. So I'm supposed to start off with module 3. There's actually like a little bit of module 2 as well that I'm supposed. No. Yeah, module 3. But where in module 3? Application, describe a neat sketch, induction motor, disadvantage about PMSM. I think this is where I'm supposed to start off on. Or something that I've written before. PMDC. Permanent magnet, DC permanent model. Maybe I should just skip model 4. But I don't need model 3. I'll start at model 4, I guess. Yeah, let's just start off. Because if I write something, then I'll be little. Like if I write, then I'll be at least a little more active and stuff. But let me should I just not required. It's fine. Module 4, right? Let's go. 34 pages. For objectives, yeah. Design considerations of EV components. Design parameters of batteries and ultra capacitors aerodynamic. Design. We're basically talking about design. Design the batteries. Battery, ultra capacitors. Calculate rolling resistance. Grade resistance. ठीक है. I'll not write out more than stuff. More of this. Efficiency of EV comparison to ICEV. Refinery raw fuel electricity generation. The fuck is this? Comparison of efficiency fuel tank to wheel. Okay, let's look at the questions. Present parameters of battery and ultra capacitor by ultra capacitor found. Okay. The battery sizing of EV. How is it related to voltage and current factors? Debate on how mass of the vehicle is considered while designing. Okay, fair enough. These are all like a little bit of questions that I really don't know what to fucking answer. Yeah, this is again like debate on efficiency of EV over ICEV represented in the block diagram. Okay, let's just open up YouTube. That's all you can do. We'll start off with one topic at the same time, one topic at a time. Of Jazz Band, yeah. Interesting. There you go, this is me. Should I watch myself just to check the audio? Let me wait for this to go as much up as possible. Okay, it's working. So no need to worry. I mean, like the audio is good. Yeah, I was supposed to search something, right? Yeah, I was supposed to search this. I was supposed to search what? Block diagram efficiency. Not battery management system. Come on. Tractor for CAB9. Relax yourself. Are you kidding me? Introduction to system modeling. The fuck? I do get overwhelmed when I look at these kind of questions. I was like, I mean, on one hand, I feel like I have the computer autonomy to just completely look at all these kind of lectures and like learn as much as I can because there's like internet is like a place to learn and stuff like that. On the other hand, I feel like, yeah, I don't have enough time and I don't have enough whatever stuff. Enough mathematics, to be honest, to be able to just understand all these things. That's like the irony of my existence that I always get trapped in these kind of things. You know what I mean? Never mind, that's okay. Let's open up this model. Let's try to understand what's going on. P naught efficiency and the P in process. P is what? P in raw. What does P mean? How do I like? Let's do one thing. Can I search images? Yeah, I'll do one thing. I'll put it in Gemini. Let's just put it in Gemini. That's all I can do. Let me save it. I guess I should save it in here, part of Anchor. Alright, so now we're gonna basically add this. I still can't believe how I passed Python, like in my externals. I don't know Python, but still I passed. Must be some crazy thing that I did in the exam. I don't know. Okay, let's start with this. Battery versus the capacitor is the same concept, ठीक है. Tractive force was in electric vehicle mechanics, ठीक है. Regenerative braking and stuff, okay. But this is not what I wanted to. But what was the video? Engineering explained the physics of racing. The rolling physics is not except from we found on page 25. Battery supercapacitor, ठीक है. For regenerative braking, LS6 is a very good channel. I know that. I want to know about this page. This one. What did the third page say? The picture background, wheel to well to wheel. Is that what you're trying to talk about? नहीं बे. Yeah, this is what only. The picture of well to wheel efficiency. The diagram explains the vehicle's efficiency isn't about just the car itself, it includes the process stages. For ICV engines, energy is lost during the crude oil refining, and one mu1 or whatever distribution to gas station and to a final engine, and then blah blah. And is lost in energy transmission. What is that? What is the symbol? Symbols media. The diagram uses technical shorthand of for different power plants. That's why let's talk about power entry. P in raw. That is raw energy entering the system. P in is basically power. So I got a view. What? I have been viewed once and then I was like, wait, let me see if I can look at the live chat. So yeah, there was no chat apparently. I'm glad somebody watched. Or I've been a little scary, but yeah, it's okay. Oh fuck, I was the one who watched. I forgot that. Got it. Glad to know. Basically, so yeah, but being raw energy entered the system, like energy stored in unrefined crude oil. Being processed energy after the first major conversion stage, like electricity at the plant or redefined gasoline. P loss energy wasted as heat or friction at each stage. P O the final output power that actually reaches the wheels to move the car. The formula as explained is basically E overall energy is equal to N net E. This is the product of 7 different efficiency stages N1, N2, N3. ICEV overall efficiency. This is the product of 4 stages. In EV, I think in IC it's like the punchline of the page 3 is that overall efficiency of EV is comparable to overall efficiency. The overall efficiency of an EV is comparable to the overall efficiency of an ICEV. While the electric motors are much more efficient than the gas engines, the diagram reminds us that electric motors generated by burning fossil fuels at the power plant, some of the efficiency is gained. I can get a bit of what he's trying to say. So should I just draw the diagram? Like efficiency की बात हो रही है ना. First thing is basically talking about the slide 1. Refinery, a lot of fuel. बेसिकली ICE और EV में डिफरेंस क्या है? Electric vehicle, internal combustion vehicle, engine vehicle. ICEV, that's what I'm saying. Electric vehicle नहीं ICEV में electric combustion, internal combustion engine vehicle. Got it. So when he sort of talks about ICEV, it means पहले fuel बनाया पे. He refined, okay, let's just complete this and then after that I'll start. Power. Motor कहाँ से आया रे? Battery charger, battery, what the fuck is going on? शायद उल्टा लिखा है यहाँ पे. This is actually ICEV नहीं, this is electric vehicle. This is just EV. Refinery, lot of fuel oil. उससे electricity generate होता है. And then using the electricity that is generated, you put transmission and distribution. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Battery charge करते हो. And let's say battery charge, technically battery charge and discharge. I don't know, it's the same thing, but yeah. The battery converter and electric motor, इसमें कुछ loss होता है. Then after that you get our transmission axle. NE and ICEV. There's something wrong. Distribution from refineries to gas stations. I'll ask her the questions as well so that I can at least know as to what's going on. Like, what are the kind of questions like which is relevant to this? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is the question bank. Based on the topics of Model 4, question 17. Divide on efficiency of EV over an IC EV. Represent the block diagram. Relevance. Okay, this is a relevant question. Model 4 specific question. Model. This is basically related to this basically. The front stage में this block diagram. The relevance actually reproduce the large scale diagram represented on 3. About the question. It's not other model. Question 3, P1. Justify how electric vehicles are environmentally friendly and petrol. More times they are almost similar. Okay, let's not go into this because there's a little more different module. I don't like this one. Keeping the material context in mind and also Depend on the efficiency of we must look into the efficiency for wheel to wheel and tank to wheel performance. Okay, tank to vehicle wheel performance and wheel to vehicle wheel performance. Are they like two different things? Fuel tank to wheel. Well to wheel, tank to wheel, vehicle performance and total process. Got it, got it. So पहला वाला जो diagram है, this is basically vehicle process. Well to wheel is basically something that I've already spoken about. This one, no? I guess page number 3. Yeah. Well to wheel. Okay, let's just write the question again to cover and answer the question number 17 from the question 9. Let's see. What is the question number 17? What? Whoa, I want the answer to the question to be. Okay, let's just write. Okay. What is the question perhaps? I'll give you an answer if you figure out the question on your own. Efficiency के बारे. Debate on the efficiency of an EV over an IC. Whether about it, let's look at the efficiency of the. Hard. How weekly? और तो बाकी होगा उनको भेजता है. I think headphones is not required, but I'll keep it like here. Where was I? Yeah, I'll just read it first. Energy undergoes 7 stages of conversion with its own efficiency, N, whatever that's called, NP loss, generation and distribution, energy begins, power plant and generation, okay, storage and conversion. Once the vehicle energy passes through the battery charge and battery discharge and the power converter, okay, this is basically for electric vehicle. Yeah, okay, got it. This is basically for combustion engine. Then yeah, you can draw the diagram. So yeah, one thing I've not mentioned it anywhere as to if it is for the electric vehicle or not. Okay, the actual moment, yeah. I'll write it here. That's the grid. Transmission distribution N2. Where the vehicle energy passes through the battery charger. That's what it made. So I think I can just simply draw the same thing. Nominal bulletin considerations. The efficiency of the linked environment, ICPs. बीई मतलब क्या होता है? ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रिक फिगर.
Hello. How are you now? Uh, thanks, yeah. Arrange काम आ गया.
This question is done pretty much. Like, yeah, there's nothing more you can do about this question. 2 slides, a lot of questions, but yeah, okay, never mind. The fucking 37 slides. I'm not gonna basically do. Design parameters for batteries and ultracapacitors is what the next topic is basically. So yeah, let's just read it. When comparing batteries and ultracapacitors, also known as supercapacitors, the technician will consider several designing parameters that influence their performance, applications, and suitability for specific tasks. Below are the key parameters. We're basically talk about parameters. Right. So let me just okay. This question is done basically. The previous question is like done. They're like 3 pages something. We talk about two kind of efficiencies here. Two kind of discussions that we have. Basically, one is wheel to. One is basically tank to wheel. I guess something like that. Tank to drive. No, one is basically well to wheel, tank to wheel. One is the tank well to wheel, tank to wheel. Okay, got it. Now moving on. Design parameters for the battery. ठीक है. LCDs. क्या key parameters related to so basically we'll compare uh, right. So first is basically energy density. So let me just watch some video on it firstly. Yeah, okay. Person actually suggested a video also.
ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮ ಅವನಿಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ತಗೊಳಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇದು ಬೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅವ್ನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಆದರೆ
Okay, so one of the things I've been wanting to test are these smaller boost caps, and these are 350 farad 2.5 volt boost caps. You can get these at DigiKey right now for $11 a capacitor. I've seen them on eBay for $8 a capacitor, so these are easy to come by right now. I'm going to wire this in here and see if this little boost pack can start the car up, because it's so small. And anyway, we will wire it up and do some testing and see if that works. Alright, so connecting up the small boost pack to test, and I've just connected this in here and see if this little boost pack can start the car up, because it's so small. And anyway, we will wire it up and do some testing and see if that works. Alright, so connecting up the small boost pack to test, and I've just connected it directly to the battery terminals here, and I've got the larger boost cap that I know works really well with cars underneath it. I'm going to test this little guy. These cells are the same size as a D-cell battery, so if this starts up my car, that's going to be really impressive. So let me get the keys here, and we will just see if we can even get the car to turn over with that little pack. Alright, so it's reading at 14.2 volts. Let's try this. Listen to that, folks. No way. Charged right back up to 14 volts, and it started this car with no problem. Oh, that's funny. So, that is something. I am surprised how easily that started. Let me try that again. And that is impressive to me. You know, I can't say that I could recommend using this at this point, but I'm going to start testing that. You know, I'm so impressed with this little boost pack's ability to start the car without any hesitation. I'm going to go ahead and take this larger one out and do some testing on this one. And I am just really intrigued. You know, this little guy just starts up my car without any hesitation at all. And what I may find it'll be necessary, this will be put a lithium iron phosphate battery in the back of this. That might really make a hybrid boost pack. But anyway, let me start this car up one more time. I'm going to hold the camera outside the car so you can hear the sound of the engine when this thing starts up. There's just no hesitation. So I've just got to show the progression that's going on here, folks. So I had, as you saw in the first video, if you don't know what this boost pack's about, go back and watch my first video on the boost pack. Search for that, watch that, you'll get an idea how this came about. But here's the progression. Here's my traditional car battery. We're looking at 30 pounds. So I was all stoked when I went to this and brought that down to, I don't know, 7, 8 pounds. And I've been using this over the winter. I went and rebuilt it. Been using this, great success. And look at this, folks.
Look at that battery. First try to understand what's the super capacitor, because it's like important for me to understand as to what the fuck that is. Because then I'll be able to like study it further.
स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरे चैनल S2T में। आज के शो साइंस थर्सडे में हम बात करेंगे सुपर कैपेसिटर्स के बारे में। तो आइए जानते हैं। तो सुपर कैपेसिटर को समझने से पहले आपको कैपेसिटर समझना पड़ेगा। कैपेसिटर के बारे में बस इतना समझ लीजिए कि ये एक पावर कंपोनेंट है, मतलब ये ऊर्जा को स्टोर करता है। और इसके बहुत सारे टाइप आते हैं। कुछ कैपेसिटर एसी में काम करते हैं, कुछ समझना पड़ेगा। कैपेसिटर के बारे में बस इतना समझ लीजिए कि ये एक पावर कंपोनेंट है, मतलब ये ऊर्जा को स्टोर करता है। और इसके बहुत सारे टाइप आते हैं। कुछ कैपेसिटर एसी में काम करते हैं, कुछ कैपेसिटर डीसी में काम करते हैं, कुछ वेरिएबल होते हैं। तो आपको बहुत सारे टाइप के कैपेसिटर मिल जाएंगे। जैसे कि एग्जांपल के लिए इस तरह का कैपेसिटर आपको देखने को मिल जाएगा सब स्टेशन में, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के जहाँ से सब डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ग्रिड है वहाँ पे आपको ये मिल जाएगा। ये सबको कहा जाता है पावर फैक्टर करेक्टिंग कैपेसिटर। पूछिए कि वहाँ वाले लोग इसको क्या बुलाते हैं, कुछ इसका सिंपल नाम होगा। इसका काम ये होता है कि मतलब आपको पता ही पावर फैक्टर जब तक बैलेंस नहीं रहता है बहुत ज़्यादा ऊर्जा वेस्ट हो जाती है। तो उस वेस्टेज को कम करने के लिए ये सब कैपेसिटर स्मूथ कर देते हैं मतलब करंट।
पावर फैक्टर के बारे में हमारा कुछ था सिलेबस में लास्ट सेमेस्टर। Okay, should I just check my never mind. No, I'll just watch this video for the time being and then I'll just yeah.
और वोल्टेज ड्रॉप को स्मूथ कर देते हैं, तो उससे मतलब ट्रांसफार्मर पे लोड कम
Should I just do the math for a little bit? Okay, never mind.
हो जाता है। और वोल्टेज को कम करने के लिए ये सब कैपेसिटर स्मूथ कर देते हैं मतलब इसका काम ये होता है कि मतलब आपको पता ही पावर फैक्टर जब तक को कहा जाता है पावर फैक्टर करेक्टिंग कैपेसिटर। पूछिए कि वहाँ वाले लोग इसको क्या बुलाया जाएगा सब स्टेशन में, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के जहाँ से सब इसी में काम करते हैं। कुछ वेरिएबल होते हैं पाते हैं। कुछ कैपेसिटर एसी में काम करते हैं, कुछ कैपेसिटर डीसी में काम करते हैं, कुछ वेरिएबल होते हैं। तो आपको बहुत सारे टाइप के कैपेसिटर मिल जाएंगे। जैसे कि एग्जांपल के लिए इस तरह का कैपेसिटर आपको देखने को मिल जाएगा सब स्टेशन में, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के जहाँ से सब डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ग्रिड है वहाँ पे आपको ये मिल जाएगा। ये सब
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ग्रिड में एक कैपेसिटर आ जाता है।
को कहा जाता है पावर फैक्टर करेक्टिंग कैपेसिटर। पूछिए कि वहाँ वाले लोग इसको क्या बुलाते हैं, कुछ इसका सिंपल नाम होगा। इसका काम ये होता है कि मतलब आपको पता ही पावर फैक्टर जब तक बैलेंस नहीं रहता है बहुत ज़्यादा ऊर्जा वेस्ट हो जाती
है। डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के ग्रिड में वहाँ मिल जाएगा।
तो उस वेस्टेज को कम करने के लिए ये सब कैपेसिटर स्मूथ कर देते हैं मतलब करंट और वोल्टेज ड्रॉप को स्मूथ कर देते हैं, तो उससे मतलब ट्रांसफार्मर पे लोड कम हो जाता है। और आपको समझना ये होगा कैपेसिटर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को सीधे स्टोर करता है, यानी कि ये डायरेक्टली स्टोर कर रहा है। तो आप बोलेंगे यार बैटरी भी तो वही करता है, डायरेक्टली स्टोर कर लेता है। लेकिन आप ये समझिए बैटरी के अंदर ये हो रहा है कि जो इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी जा रही है वो केमिस्ट्री में छेड़छाड़ कर रही है। मतलब लेड है तो लेड ऑक्साइड बन जाएगा, लिथियम है तो लिथियम ऑक्साइड बन जाएगा, जो भी है मतलब कुछ भी है वो चेंजेस हो रहा है, मतलब बदल गया। एक चार्ज बैटरी और एक डिस्चार्ज बैटरी के बीच में अंतर है, केमिस्ट्री बदल गई है। और उसी साइकिल को हम लोग रिचार्जेबल कहते हैं कि मतलब जब एक तरह से आप बदले तो ठीक है ऊर्जा डाल एब्जॉर्ब किया, दूसरी बार किए तो वो ऊर्जा निकल गया, ठीक है। कैपेसिटर में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता। कैपेसिटर में आप बस ये समझिए कि दो प्लेट है, दोनों एक पॉजिटिव है एक नेगेटिव है, या मतलब जो कैपेसिटेंस है, और इसी के बीच में ऊर्जा स्टॉप है। ये समझिए स्टैटिक इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जैसा ही है, इसीलिए किया दूसरी बार किए तो वो ऊर्जा निकल गया, ठीक है। कैपेसिटर में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता। कैपेसिटर में आप बस ये समझिए कि दो प्लेट है, दोनों एक पॉजिटिव है एक नेगेटिव है, या मतलब जो कैपेसिटेंस है, और इसी के बीच में ऊर्जा स्टॉप है। ये समझिए स्टैटिक इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जैसा ही है, इसीलिए जो सबसे पुराने कैपेसिटर है वो इस तरह के दिखते हैं। सीधे दो मेटल प्लेट है, बीच में हवा है, कुछ है ही नहीं, मतलब कुछ चेंज नहीं होता है कैपेसिटर में। कैपेसिटर जब ऊर्जा स्टोर करता है तो उसमें कुछ चेंज नहीं होता है, इसीलिए कैपेसिटर में लिक्विड डालने का जगह नहीं रहता है। तो आप ये समझिए डायरेक्ट स्टोर करता है।
When you have the perfect response in your head, but your fingers just can't keep up. We've all been there. Typing, deleting.
तो फिर हम आते हैं सुपर कैपेसिटर के बारे में। तो सुपर कैपेसिटर के बारे में बस ये ध्यान रखिए कि ये एक कैपेसिटर का ही जो डिज़ाइन था उसको किसी ने लिया, थोड़ा सा अपग्रेड किया, थोड़ा सा मेहनत किया उस पर, और उसके बाद ये आया, ये एडवांस डिज़ाइन है। तो अब इसको सुपर कैपेसिटर क्यों बोलते हैं जब ये एडवांस डिज़ाइन है? आप मतलब ये समझिए कि ये बैटरी जैसा टेक्नोलॉजी तो है नहीं, क्योंकि कैपेसिटर के अंदर भी बहुत सारे टाइप आते हैं। जो मैंने टाइप बताया वो टाइप के बाद भी बहुत सिरामिक कैपेसिटर आता है, बेसिकली ऑक्साइड कैपेसिटर आता है, फिर क्या बोलते हैं, मेम्ब्रेन कैपेसिटर आता है, बहुत सारे कैपेसिटर आते हैं। तो इस कारण से नाम देना सही नहीं था, तो सुपर कैपेसिटर इसको बोलने लगे, क्योंकि पावर मामले में ये ज़्यादा ऊर्जा स्टोर करता था। और तिगड़म ये था कि अगर आप इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर हैं या इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में आपने काम किया होगा तो आपको पता ही होगा कैपेसिटर का वैल्यू चेंज आप नहीं कर सकते। ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको मान लीजिए कोई बोल रहा है 2 वोल्ट का कैपेसिटर डालो, आप 200 वोल्ट का कैपेसिटर डाल दिए, आपका नुकसान नहीं होगा। मतलब बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स काम ही नहीं करेंगे, एकदम परफेक्टली बैलेंस रखना पड़ता है। इस कारण से तो कन्फ्यूजन ना हो तो इन्होंने बोला ठीक है कि कैपेसिटर है ये सुपर कैपेसिटर है, दोनों को अलग अलग जगह पे इस्तेमाल करो। और चूंकि सुपर कैपेसिटर बहुत ज़्यादा ऊर्जा स्टोर कर पाता है, उसको एज ए बैटरी लोग सोचने लगे, उसके बारे में बैटरी की तरह से काम करने लगे। तो आप ये समझिए कि कैपेसिटर में जैसे आपको मैंने बताया तो उसके टाइप्स इसके अंदर भी आते हैं। इसमें एक है डबल लेयर कैपेसिटर, एक सूडो कैपेसिटर, हाइब्रिड कैपेसिटर। तो आप उतना ध्यान मत दीजिए, आप ये समझिए कैपेसिटर होने का कुछ फ़ायदा भी है, कुछ नुकसान भी है। लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कैपेसिटर और बैटरी का दोनों का फ़ायदा मिला दिया जाए, हाइब्रिड बनाया जाए, तो उसी को हम लोग कहते हैं सूडो कैपेसिटर। और बहुत सारे तिगड़म है इसके बीच में, तो उतना ध्यान आप मत लगाइए। कैपेसिटर बस आप ये समझ लीजिए कि ये नॉर्मल कैपेसिटर से ये बहुत ज़्यादा एनर्जी स्टोर करता है। और इसका साइकिल मतलब कितनी बार ये ऑन ऑफ ऑन ऑफ ऑन ऑफ हो सकता है, जैसे कि आपको पता है ये लेड एसिड जो इन्वर्टर में बैटरी लगता है उसमें लगता है 2 से 3 साल चलेगा, लिथियम आयन है 5 साल चलेगा। ये वो सब कितना टाइम चलेगा वो साइकिल पर रहता है। तो लेड एसिड का 1000 साइकिल है, लिथियम आयन का 3000 से 5000 है, ये सब 1 मिलियन तक चलता है। तो आप तो सोचना ही नहीं, मतलब आप इसको पूरा यूज़ कीजिए, मतलब डेली चार्ज कीजिए, डेली डिस्चार्ज कीजिए, तब भी ये आराम से चलता रहेगा। मतलब कुछ और बिगड़ जाएगा उसके चलते ये ख़राब हो जाएगा, जैसे मान लीजिए इंटरनल शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया या उसमें जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स हैं।
I actually need to buy headphones. Let me see. Is it getting too heavy? let's get back to this video because I can't just be distracted for too long.
वो डैमेज हो गए, टेम्परेचर ओवर हो गया, बीच में जो गैप रहता है, दो प्लेट के बीच में जो गैप रहता है, वो गैप में अगर कहीं शॉर्ट आ गया तो वो ख़राब हो जाता है। तो इस कारण से ये समझिए कि इसका लाइफ बहुत लंबा होता है, और अगर आप इसको मेंटेन करते हैं तब तो सोचना ही नहीं। और इसका क्या कारण है मेंटेनेंस का, सीधा ही मतलब बस बहुत गर्म मत होने दो। दूसरा आप ये समझिए कि ये बैटरी में आप और हमको सब बहुत अच्छे से पता है कि जैसे कार की बैटरी है 30-35 एम्प का है, जैसे मान लीजिए 50 एम्प का है, और आपको जब गाड़ी का स्टार्टर चलाते हैं तो एक 500 एम्प का झटका लगता है बैटरी को, और बैटरी आराम से बर्दाश्त करे। बैटरी 500 एम्प का झटका दे देता है कि भैया तुम्हारे स्टार्टर मोटर हम घुमा देंगे, ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया। लेकिन अगर आप वही बैटरी को निकाल के उसको चार्ज करने की कोशिश कीजिएगा, जीरो हो गया, मान लीजिए पूरा डिस्चार्ज हो गया, उसको चार्ज करने की कोशिश कीजिए, 6 घंटा लगता है उसको चार्ज करने में।
There are many new roles in tech, like DevOps, SRE, Cloud Engineer, and
इन्वर्टर में तो ये और भी बुरा है कि मतलब आप पूरा घर का लोड ले रहे हैं, यानी कि उस बैटरी से जो आप एम्प निकाल रहे हैं, आप 100 से 5 मतलब 100 एम्प तक लोड निकाल सकते हैं। लेकिन उसका सी देखिए, मतलब यानी आप डी देख रहे हैं कि 100 एम्प है, सी देखिएगा तो लिखा रहता है 20 एम्प। तो बोले ये क्या हो रहा है कि भैया इतना स्पीड से हम डिस्चार्ज कर सकते हैं लेकिन इतना स्पीड से चार्ज ही नहीं कर सकते। और ये इलेक्ट्रिक कार में तो बहुत कॉमन है कि आप देखते होंगे, मतलब इलेक्ट्रिक कार को अगर आप फुल स्पीड पे, फुल पावर पे चलाइएगा तो 1-2 घंटा भी नहीं चलेगा, और चार्ज कीजिएगा नॉर्मल चार्जिंग से तो उसको कम से कम ये लगता है कि मतलब 6 से 12 घंटा लग जाता है। और जो स्पीड चार्जिंग है उसमें मतलब ठंडा करना पड़ता है बैटरी को, और बैटरी का लाइफ भी छोटा हो जाता है। और इसीलिए आपको मतलब स्पीड चार्जिंग 5 मिनट का नहीं बनाया जाता है, बनाया जा सकता है, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि बैटरी की लाइफ छोटी हो जाती है। तो ये कैपेसिटर में वो सब झंझट नहीं, कैपेसिटर का सी और डी एग्जैक्टली सेम होता है। तो मतलब अगर वो आपने एक कैपेसिटर बनाया जो 800 एम्प का झटका दे सकता है, मतलब 800 एम्प दे सकता है करंट, तो वो 800 एम्प खा भी सकता है। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, यही है सबसे बड़ा अंतर इसका बैटरी और कैपेसिटर के बीच में, कि वो उतना खा सकता है। मतलब अगर आपके पास ऊर्जा है कि एक झटके में इसको ऊर्जा दे दो तो वो एब्जॉर्ब